All right, so move on to the final segment. I'll be sharing my WWE Survivor Series PLE summary. So I'll be sharing my thoughts on all the matches and the term of events that happened at the Survivor Series PLE event. So starting off with the first match that kicked off the night, you had Team Ripley versus Team Liv Morgan in a 5v5 War Games match, with Team Rhea Ripley going over and defeating Team Liv Morgan at War Games. Now, in my opinion, In my opinion, this was a really good match, a really good War Games that the women displayed. They put on a great show. All 10 women did their job. Now, I do have some complaints about this match. Why was it that Liv Morgan's team was not on the same page compared to Team Rhea Ripley? In the build-up to this, Bianca Belair and Bayley did not see eye to eye. Bayley had issues with Io Sky, did not see eye to eye. Why was I seeing this War Games match confusion and not seeing moments of Liv Morgan and Candice LeRae? Tiffany Stratton and Candice LeRae not getting on the same page. Tiffany Stratton nearly cashing in the Money in the Bank briefcase on Liv Morgan. Kind of got me confused because the build-up was a little off, but the overall match was good. The spots were good. I think my favorite spot was when Tiffany Stratton hit the Swanton Bomb off the cage onto half the woman, and then Io Sky hit a moonsault with the trash can over her body, planting on the woman on the other side of the ring. So it was good, but I think low-key Triple H buried Liv Morgan, the women's world champion, Nia Jax, the women's WWE champion, and Miss Money in the Bank Tiffany Stratton. They have to build their credibility back. Low-key, they got buried in this feud. And the build-up, Team Rhea Ripley's team always looked stronger. In the promos, they always got the better of Team Liv Morgan's team. I have to say, also, on episodes of Raw in the build-up, Bianca Belair pinned Liv Morgan and Nia Jax in the build-up. They won the advantage, the War Games advantage. And they all got on the same page compared to Liv Morgan's team. So with that being said, and Liv Morgan was the one that got pinned in the match. So Triple H, you got some work to do by building up the credibility back to your Women's World Champion Liv Morgan, your WWE Champion Nia Jax, and Miss Money in the Bank Tiffany Stratton, in my opinion. But it was good. Look, I'm not complaining about who won, but the build-up and how they lost, I have a problem with that. So definitely got to see better booking in the next few weeks. Our next match, you've seen Shinsuke Nakamura defeat LA Knight to become the new United States champion here. Now, this was not a bad booking decision by Triple H. By any means, it's good to have some unpredictable title changes on some PLEs. And you can tell the crowd was shocked when the 3 count was finalized that Shinsuke Nakamura defeated LA Knight for the United States title. And me watching, I was surprised too. But Shinsuke Nakamura right now looks like a threat. I'm not mad at the title change. Look, Shinsuke Nakamura has been through a lot in his WWE run. He's been through the red light and green light through his pushes. Eventually, you got to pull the trigger and just push him. Because we're talking about a guy, Shinsuke Nakamura, that won the Royal Rumble in 2018. We're talking about a guy that did become a multiple-time United States champion, Intercontinental champion, but he's never won a world championship. And he failed at WrestleMania 34 against AJ Styles. I don't know why Vince McMahon didn't book him to win the title. But yes, he's been pushed on and off compared to the guy that he once was in NXT. So he looks like a true threat right now. I'm not mad at the decision. LA Knight was one hell of a United States champion. 8 title defenses. Not taking anything away from him. The best United States champion that we've seen in a very long time. Compared to Logan Paul, who was the champion for a year, but only gave us 2 damn title defenses. So I like the way how the match went. LA Knight was thrown off his game by the tactics that Shinsuke Nakamura was displaying on him and playing on him the last few weeks over on the Blue brand for Friday Night SmackDown. So I like this title change, and I'm excited to see what the mid-card title looks like over on SmackDown for a while. I think LA Knight will eventually win the title back, but for now, I like the decision on putting the title on Shinsuke Nakamura. Now, next match, you had Braun Breaker defeat Sheamus and Ludwig Kaiser in a triple threat match to retain his Intercontinental Championship. Now, this is a great triple threat match. These 3 gentlemen beat the hell out of each other from pillar to post. Spots were great. Ludwig Kaiser beating the hell out of Sheamus with the shillelagh. Oh my gosh, I know Sheamus needed an ice bath after that. But Sheamus, the veteran guy, continuing to put banger after banger in the ring at his age, still proving why he's one of the best performers in wrestling today. Heck, he can have a good match with me at this point, and I think we will wow the crowd. That's how good a performer Sheamus is. I think Braun Breaker and Ludwig Kaiser are the future of the company, two bright stars that held their own in this triple threat match. With Braun Breaker retaining the Intercontinental Championship, I thought this was the best idea for this triple threat match, and I think over the next few weeks, we should see Sheamus become desperate to wanting to finish his own story, being a Grand Slam champion, finally winning the Intercontinental Championship. And I would have this story play out slowly but surely with Braun Breaker and Sheamus fighting each other at WrestleMania 41 in Vegas for the Intercontinental Championship, with Sheamus finishing his story. But for now, I like that Braun Breaker retained the title here. Now, next match, you had Gunther successfully retain his World Heavyweight Championship against Damian Priest. Now, I'm surprised this match didn't have a stipulation. The way how it was booked, the way how the promos were going with Gunther losing confidence, with Damian Priest saying, "You're the ring general, but I'm the king of the streets." I'm surprised there was no stipulation for this match. But unfortunately, I think this match failed to live up to the hype and its own expectations that the two respective wrestlers had at SummerSlam between each other, with Damian Priest failing to have a good match with Gunther this time. I think he injured his shoulder early in the match, and that's the reason why for most of this match it was a slow pace, but Damian Priest did everything he could to make the match entertaining, so I give him credit for that. Now, the thing with Gunther retaining the World Heavyweight Championship, yes, I don't have a problem with, but how many times are we going to play the feud between Finn Balor and Damian Priest? It's already reached its course. I don't see an end game, a positive end game in this, so I think the feud should have been finished already. And I think they got to wrap up the Damian Priest versus Finn Balor and the Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan storyline. We already seen it. You already kicked them out of the Judgment Day. The Judgment Day is flaking over on Monday Night Raw. It doesn't have that same special feeling that it did over the last 2 years. I don't see how either one of these stories could possibly play out to WrestleMania, and I don't think they should. So Triple H, possibly as early as WWE Saturday Night Main Event, let's wrap up these feuds between Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, Damian Priest, and Finn Balor, because I don't see any reason to continue this feud or even continue the Judgment Day at this point. So, hey, I don't have a problem with that, but they did the best they could for this World Heavyweight Championship match. Now, in the main event, you had the OG Bloodline defeat the Bloodline 2.0 in a 5v5 War Games match. Now, in the words of Roman Reigns, cinema, because that's what this 5v5 War Games match was. Absolute cinema. The best War Games match that WWE has ever produced since the War Games platform has came to the WWE in 2017. The men did their thing. All 10 wrestlers deserve their credit for making this the best War Games match in WWE history. From the spot standpoint, wrestling standpoint, storytelling standpoint, best War Games match I've ever seen. Jimmy Uso was moving around that ring like I have not seen him in a long time. And that could be the reason why Jimmy Uso versus Jey Uso at WrestleMania 40 did not live up to the hype, with Jimmy Uso possibly being injured. But that boy was low-key an MVP candidate for that match. You had Roman Reigns and CM Punk, the storytelling of them not trusting each other, not getting on the same page, for them being locked in the cage all the way to the ring, saving each other on several occasions, showing respect for each other towards the end of the match. Bronson Reed was a great addition to the War Games match. Jacob Fatu was that man might be one of the greatest WWE signings in recent memory. I mean, that man moves around the ring tremendously. He was a good and low-key MVP candidate for the match as well. I like how Paul Heyman had to come out to the ring to finally get Roman Reigns and CM Punk back on the same page. I'm telling you guys right now, I don't care if it was NXT, the NXT days, NXT 2.0, this was the best War Games match ever in WWE history. Phenomenal right here what these guys did last night at Survivor Series. Now, we do have some aftermath here. Now, for the men's side for War Games, there's a lot of women's also. There's a lot of things that's going to be discovered in the next few weeks. But talking about the men, the aftermath here, it seems like the OG Bloodline will stick together for a little bit longer. and possibly on the road to WrestleMania they could be together, because I feel like we're going to see the end-all be-all at WrestleMania. I'll save that for later on when I talk about wrestling down the line on the road to WrestleMania. But I think we'll see an end-all be-all and the Bloodline storyline at come WrestleMania this year. But I think the OG Bloodline of Sami Zayn, the Usos, or Roman Reigns, and possibly Paul Heyman stick around together for a little bit longer. Now, we're going to figure out what CM Punk's favor was to Paul Heyman this whole time. Why CM Punk teamed with the Bloodline. Why CM Punk decided to stick his nose in Bloodline business that did not pertain to him because of his former friend, Paul Heyman. We're going to see what that favor was in the next few weeks, because Paul Heyman said, I will tell you, Roman Reigns, what that favor was once Raw Games concludes. And you could tell Roman Reigns doesn't have full faith in Paul Heyman, because Paul Heyman, storyline-wise, didn't tell Roman Reigns why he added CM Punk to the match, why he picked CM Punk to be the 5th member. Now all of this is going to be answered in the next few weeks over the blue brand on SmackDown. So we're going to see if Roman Reigns still trusts his wise man Paul Heyman. Now, to close out, I gave this overall PLE a letter grade of an A-. This was a great Survivor Series PLE. From start to finish, it was great. It had me invested on the edge of my seat from start to finish. The Women's War Games match was pretty good. One of the best War Games matches that the women have ever produced over in the WWE. Unpredictable title change in the mid-card scene for SmackDown with Shinsuke Nakamura defeating LA Knight for the United States title. Good triple threat match for the Intercontinental title. War Games match was great. Now we're going to see the fall off of what happens next. But those are my WWE Survivor Series PLE summary. That is all the time I have for you guys today. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. This is your host, Thomas Tyree, signing off. And I'll see you guys on next week's episode.